Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lydia and thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today I'm going to be talking to you about my evening skincare. Now I've always been such a cosmetics lover. I've always loved makeup, loved skincare, but I think in 2020 my passion for skincare just multiplied. Like a lot of other people in 2020 when we stayed at home, I obviously wore way less makeup. I barely wore makeup all year and it just woke me up to wanting that natural beautiful glow. And in the last year I've tried a lot of different products, so I'm now at a point where I've definitely found what really works for me. Now before I get started on the products, I do want to mention that now that we're in the winter my skin tends to be on the drier side, and then in the summer I do tend to have a bit of a combination skin where I get an oily T-zone. But the products that I use definitely kind of change around depending on what time of the year we're in. This is specifically what I'm using currently, so my winter evening skincare routine. These are just the products that have been working for me just so well and keeping my skin nice and bright in the winter when a lot of the time I do get dry and kind of dull looking skin when we hit the winter cold months. Now I want to preface that I'm not a skincare expert or really a professional. I am just someone who loves skincare. I'm a skincare fanatic. I've done a lot of personal research because I'm interested in it, and I've done a lot of trial and error. So do take everything that I say with a grain of salt. Obviously everyone's different, everyone's skin is different, everyone reacts to different products differently. For example, a lot of people love the CeraVe cleanser, which did not work for me at all. It completely dried me out within 2 uses and I had to stop using it immediately because it just made my face so dry and painful. So obviously everyone has different kind of skin, different things that work for you. These are just the things that I love to do and things that really work for me. So if you'd like to see how I attempt to keep a bit of a glow all year round in the winter and the products that I use, keep watching. So I like to mix the price points. I do have a kind of a variation between having a higher price point in my products to more lower end. I do like to mix and match. There are certain things that I just like spending more money on because I feel like they're worth it because they work so well. But there are certain products that I just love that are just at that drugstore price point, and you just want to find what works best for you. Now to remove my makeup I like to use either an oil cleanser or a micellar water. The two things that I like to use the most is the Body Shop Chamomile Oil Cleanser, which I have been using for a while and absolutely loving, or I use the Garnier micellar water. Now I think both of these work amazingly. Sometimes I even like to use a combination of both, where I first put an oil cleanser on and then I feel like I want to refresh my face a little bit, I go in with the micellar water. Now these two products are amazing. They take off your makeup so easily and you don't have to scrub your face or anything. It just glides off. Now the Body Shop oil cleanser is such a favorite of mine. It's a chamomile one. It's supposed to be calming to the face. Now it doesn't irritate my face at all. I have a big problem with especially different scents and perfumes and products that really just dry me out and irritate my face so much, and I've never had a problem with this. It's such a good kind of value item because it's not very expensive. I think it's around £8 or £10. It's super inexpensive. It works so well and it lasts you a long time. I've been using this bottle for months and I'm only kind of halfway through, so you really get a good amount for the price that you pay. I like to use a cloth. If this is just a microfiber cloth, or you can use a muslin cloth or whatever works best for you. This is just one that's quite gentle, so I don't feel like it's kind of scratching my face or doing anything too harsh to it. Now after I remove my makeup with the first cleanse, I like to go in with the First Aid Beauty face cleanser. Now this is something that I've been using for a while, and again it is so nice and gentle, but you still feel like you're getting that really clean face after using it. Now this is especially nice for people with sensitive skin because it is not scented and is very, very gentle on the face. It has an antioxidant booster which just makes sure that it removes all the oil, makeup, any kind of grime, but still leaves that really nice smooth skin after you've cleansed. After I've cleansed my face, I take turns whether or not I use a BHA or a retinoid. I do alternate evenings because they're too active, so you don't want to use them together. It might be too harsh for your skin. Now for my BHA, I use the cult classic Paula's Choice BHA 2% liquid exfoliant. I've been using this for about a year now and I swear by it. I'm someone who doesn't have a huge amount of issues with my skin, but what I do have is clogged pores, especially around my nose and my chin area, and I just have like some blackheads and then just some kind of uneven skin tone all around my face. And as soon as I started using this, it honestly just cleared and evened out my skin so much. I just use this with a reusable cotton pad, and I do this every evening. You can do it, I think, in the mornings as well. I like to just do in the evenings just to make sure that I'm not over exfoliating my face. And I can just see such a huge difference where my skin is brighter, it looks more clear, it is just smoother, and everything looks more evened out all around my face, and it just works. It is just such a good product. Now, one of these bottles is about £28, so I would say this is kind of more on the more expensive side of my skincare, but this is honestly so worth it. And because you don't need to use a huge amount, it lasts you for a very long time. Now, the two products that I'm using from The Ordinary and absolutely loving right now are the niacinamide and zinc, and they're gram-active retinoid, 2% in squalane. Now, the niacinamide I've been using for about 6 months now, and honestly, it is incredible. Not only does it actually just brighten up your entire face and again even out the skin tone and the texture, it's also such an easy one to use because you can combine it with so many different products. You can combine it with your BHA, you can combine it with your retinoid, and it doesn't, you know, react to different products too much, so it's just easy to add into your skincare routine. Now, I like to use this morning and evening, but you can start off slowly and just build it up, maybe even just use it a couple of times a week or every other day, and then build it up to that. It's something that I didn't even notice at first how good it was until I ran out of it, and there was a shipping issue when I ordered another bottle, and I had to be without it for almost a couple of weeks, and I immediately noticed a huge shift in my face. I broke out a little bit, my skin just looked a little bit more dull and just kind of so, not dry, but it was just so dull and just not very nice looking. I felt like I needed to put constant highlighter on to make it look nice and glowy. So this is just so great. It's so nice to just prevent some breakouts and just even out your skin tone and give you that nice glow all throughout the year. So definitely recommend that. And it is such a bargain. I think it's only £5 or £6, so it is so cheap and it lasts you for a long time, so definitely recommend that product. And now the retinoid that I'm using is from The Ordinary. It is the gram-active retinoid, 2% in squalane, and this is something that I'm still quite new to. I have introduced this to my routine for about a month now, and I definitely had some purging, and it was at first a bit of a shock. I haven't had such bad skin for a while, and it was one of those things where I was not at that point in my cycle where I should be getting all kinds of breakouts, and I was just looking horrible. And then I read a lot about purging. It's quite normal. You know, retinoid is a very strong active, so if you have any impurities around your face, it's quite normal for all of those to pop up, and it just takes a while to settle in. Now, again, The Ordinary is such an affordable one, so if you're looking to just try out a retinoid, they are great for that. I think this was £7 or £8, and it is just, you know, it's not a huge amount. If it doesn't work for you, you don't feel like you're wasting your money, so I would definitely recommend trying one of The Ordinary's retinoids. I wanted to try this one because online it says that this is best when you're trying out something and you have sensitive skin and you just want to smooth it out, you want to get rid of any redness and just even out your skin tone. This should be the best one. This is also great for anti-aging, which you should be starting at a young age because, let's face it, we all need to just make sure that we keep our skin like this as long as we can. So yeah, so this is something that I'm definitely a bit of a question mark with still because I haven't been using it for that long. I will definitely do like an updated video on this and kind of track my journey on how I'm getting on with this one. Now, as I said, my face does get pretty dry in the winter, so I've been using a face oil just to get some extra moisture. So now I either put this on with my moisturizer and mix it in, or I put it on just by itself. So I've been using the Body Shop Oils of Life, and this is just this really nice, rich, face oil that I just love to use. Now, this is something that you want to make sure that you're mixing with the right products because it is quite a rich oil, especially if you have sensitive skin. You don't necessarily want to use it together with actives, or if you do, you want to give it a good minute before you use this on your face if you've used a retinoid or a BHA. So if you have a lot of actives in your routine, maybe you want to use this in the mornings when you're not using the actives or something, but you want to make sure that you're kind of watching out for that. So this is particularly really nice if you have dull and dry skin in the winter. It's just really revitalizing and gives you that glow, and you just want to make sure that you use it with the right products. I use this before my moisturizer, or I mix it in with it, and it works great as long as I don't combine it with too many different actives or other products. It is just such a nice kind of extra boost to the moisture of your skin. Now I feel like this is again on the more higher end side of my personal skincare. I think it is about £30 for a small bottle and £40 for a bigger one, so it is a bit more of an investment, but again, you use like 1 or maybe 2 drops a day, so it lasts you for a very long time. And I think the Body Shop is a great place to go to if you're kind of getting started on skincare and don't want to spend an insane amount. For my moisturizer, I just use a really generic non-scented face cream. I use a Finnish brand called Aqualan, which I get in a massive tub every time I go to Finland. This is just something that I've been using on my skin since I was probably 10 years old, and it just works so well. It's a really lightweight, not oily moisturizer, so it's really great in the summer as well when you don't want anything too heavy. Now I think you can find something really similar to this. Simple does a lot of moisturizers that are more kind of on the watery gel side rather than being oily, and they're super nice and gentle and non-scented, and that is something that I really recommend if you have sensitive skin. Just not get any kind of scent in your face moisturizers because you just want it to be as basic as possible, and this is it. If you're from Finland, you'll know Aqualan, and it is like one of the most basic creams that you can get from the pharmacy, and it's just amazing. The last thing that I like to use it on my brows, my lashes, and as an eye cream around my eyes, just to get that extra moisture. I use castor oil. Now this is something that I have been using for a while now, and it is great for your growth, for your lashes and your eyebrows. Some people even do it for their hair. I have tried a couple of times to put it in my hair, but it's so thick and it's impossible to get out. So if you have kind of thinner hair that tends to look really greasy, if there's any kind of thick oil up here, I wouldn't use that on my hair unless you're kind of willing to wash it a couple of times before it stops looking greasy. This is a really cheap and a nice option to any kind of lash serums if you're wanting to take care of your lashes and moisturize them and make sure that you're hydrating them and also wanting them to grow. This is really, really great for that. I also have been loving just putting this around my eyes because I do get kind of dryness on my under eyes, and I just want to make sure that they're also hydrated, so I just like to dab a little bit as eye cream, and it works so well. And again, I've had this bottle for like a year. I paid about £8 for it, and it just lasts you such a long time, so it's such a cheap alternative to those serums that you get a tiny tube of, and it's like £60. So definitely recommend using some castor oil. You can just do it with your fingers, or you can get a kind of clean mascara, old mascara wand, and just put it on your lashes like that. You can do anything. I just like to use my fingers. It's pretty easy, it's a lot faster, and you just get the job done really quickly. So definitely recommend checking out castor oil. I personally just got this off of Amazon, and it's really quick and easy and just such an easy way to take care of your lashes and your brows. Now that is it for my evening skincare routine. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you'd like to see a morning skincare routine, which looks pretty different for me, do leave a comment down below and give this video a thumbs up, and make sure that you subscribe to my channel to not miss any of my new videos. I'm going to be doing content every Tuesday and Friday, so lots of new stuff coming out soon, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of that. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!